Greetings, Inquisitor. Welcome to the Holocron. This is the week 92 update for the Darth Loquitur account. I update this account every week, go through all the character and ship progress, talk through it, future plans so that you can follow along. Please remember here at the start, use your like saber, annihilate that like button. Helps me, helps the channel, and I would appreciate it if you take care of that. With that in mind, let's get into it and see what happened in the account this week. Now, the intent is to relic this Beskar Mando next week. I take him to gear 12 here, lock down a couple of these pieces that I have already saved up in the bank. But looking at the gear for the right hand side, I don't know, it's going to be a stretch to get him relic next week, so we'll see if that works out. Wampa we can get here to gear 9. Going to gear 10, he needs a couple Carbantes and that Mark IV comlink, so we'll pass him for now. Commander Luke, we'll get him up another gear tier, level him up to 85, keep working on his skills. We're going to lock in It Binds All Things. That's pretty much the good best first Zeta for CLS. And then I'm really looking at these other two Zetas, trying to figure out which one I think is better for a Luke when he's running at a relatively low galactic power. So we take a look at that, we lock in the Omegas, and at the end of the day I decide to apply a Zeta here on Rebel Maneuvers on the leadership. We'll come back later and we'll get Lurd Control. I have enough Zetas for it, but I want to keep a couple Zetas in the bank just in case something comes up that I need to do that I'm not thinking about at the moment, so reluctant to spend all those materials. We're going to mod Luke here. We're going to put on a health set and a speed set. Not his final mods, but just something to get him started. Something with decent speed. Puts him at 252. Not bad for a gear 8 character. So we'll be able to get a little bit of use out of him and the team coming up soon here. We'll also take R2-D2, upgrade him, and then we're going to go ahead and commit a Zeta here on Number Crunch. Again, kind of conserving my Zetas, but I feel like giving everybody 10% more stats in the team is probably better than giving Luke that third Zeta for now. So we're going to lock in the other gear pieces on Luke. He'll still need one gear piece, one more Carbonti going into next week, but keep pushing him along as the next character that we're trying to build up. Low Gray, we'll get another gear tier on him. We're getting close to that C-3PO unlock. We'll probably have Chief Chirpa farmed out next week, so that'll be good. Get the 6-star on the IG-2000. We commit that ship Omega there. And that ship's pretty much finished except for getting the 7th star on it. We'll also put another star onto this First Order SF TIE. We'll go down here to other ships that we can work on. The regular First Order TIE, we got to 7 stars now. We'll go ahead and take it to level 85. I won't have the finalizer for a while, but I do lack ships. So a few of these ships, if I can get them in a little better shape, maybe I can use them as reinforcements somewhere along the way in fleet. So we'll just build this one up a little bit. I'm looking at the reinforcement here, and I have the materials for it. I just don't want to spend the shipbuilding materials right now. So we'll take the TIE pilot up a couple more levels here, First Order TIE pilot, and get that ship at least functional at some level. We've also got this Chimera. Because we need 6 fleets, we do need this Chimera to serve either as a capital ship on defense or a backup ship somewhere on offense. So we're going to invest a little bit in it, max out the passive up top, and then just take some of the skills down here. We don't want to use up all of our prestige because we do have the Executor unlock that we're planning for here in the next couple weeks. So save up all of our prestige there. Put another couple stars onto this Resistance X-Wing. Again, we don't have to protect our galactic power like we used to for Grand Arena purposes, so just where we see it, we can go ahead and apply the materials and get things built up a little bit. Alright, so that puts us in decent shape for the fleet side of stuff. Now we're going to go through and we're going to see if there's any other promotions that we can do. We've got Mother Talzin who we can promote. Starting to get the Night Sisters, and not through any big intention to get Night Sisters, but they're kind of building up in the background, so that's nice. We're going to go ahead and 7-star Lobot, and we're going to 7-star Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum. Those are both characters where I've overrun the 330 shards, and it wouldn't be bad just to cash those in. We got a Jawa here too in the same position, so we can cash in quite a few shards there, get some more currency for the shard shop for future purchases for next week. So that's good. We'll keep that rolling. Then we've got this Millennium Falcon event that I can do. I've got the Bounty Hunter ships, and now that I've got that the IG 2000 to 6 stars, it seemed like a good time to go ahead and unlock the 6-star version of this Millennium Falcon. Razor Crest also is a pretty nice addition in here, so it makes this battle pretty easy, all things said. Battle's pretty easy anyway, with a couple relic bounty hunters. It's really not a problem. So work our way through this pretty quickly. Get the 6-star version of the Millennium Falcon. Now the Han and Chewie aren't very big for this yet, but as we work on them for the CLS team, of course, that means this ship is going to be getting better. So we'll go ahead and put the initial skills in here for the gear levels that we have on the pilots. We can only get so far, but that's okay. Like I said, we'll keep building that over time. Put a few levels on it, position it for the future, and that'll be it for the upgrades for the week. Nice to get another ship unlocked in there and keep that rolling. So stats, week 92, we're at 4.48 million GP. That Millennium Falcon alone was like 43,000 galactic power, so we popped up another 90k this week. 42 relics, jumped up 3 Zetas to 58. JMK still getting us the top 10. Negotiator still getting us the top 10. And then Beskar Mando, we're still going to put that on the schedule for next week, even though I kind of don't think we're going to make that target, but it'll be close. For the IG 2000, we're farming that now twice a week, so we'll do, or twice a day. We'll do that 25 crystal refresh. I really don't like forced farming things, but I want to make sure that for the next Executor event, not the one coming up in August, but the one coming up in September, that I'll have all my ships to 7 stars and be able to finish that out. So the first round, I can only buy the ship out of the shop. We'll see if I can save up enough crystals. If I can, I'll buy it all the way to 5 stars. If I can't, I'll just get it to 4 stars, position it for the next time. And then in the September run, I want to be able to close out the 7-star, do the bonus event, and try to get this ship up to 6 stars if I can. The 7th star, it'll just take a while. We'll get it over time. Every time the event comes around, we'll target getting 1 or 2 refreshes in. And then within 3 or 4 months, we should be able to close out that star. So it's funny looking at it in August and thinking, well, I'll have it to 7 stars by the end of the year. So that's kind of the outlook right now. In mods, or in Cantina, we're going to continue to work on signal data in Chief Chirpa. After Chief Chirpa, we'll start working on Captain Han. We need him for the Jedi Knight Luke journey, so he seems like the next Cantina must-have character. Mods, we're working on speed, maybe a little offense. Refresh strategy is the same, 3 a day on all the normal stuff. And then Cantina energy, I refresh on when it's Cantina and every energy day. And that's the refreshes, so 6 a week go to like Chief Chirpa, for example. That's how I unlock characters. Takes a long time, but as long as you're looking far enough ahead, it's not too bad. Prestige, we're still buying Prestige. First order ships in the fleet stores, and everything else is feeding the shard shop. So the fleet plan for Grand Arena. When I look at my current fleets, I've got Negotiator, Malevolence. The Empire fleet's not that great, and the Rebels for sure are weak. I've got 2 other capital ships, and right now I've been splitting up the Galactic Republic, playing some with Endurance and some with the Negotiator. And then with the Executrix right now, I can go ahead and put that with the Bounty Hunter fleet until I get the Executor. I am working on that Executor and also the First Order fleet to get the Finalizer unlocked, hopefully sometime soon. But that leaves me still in need of a decent 6th fleet. So the way I look at it, once I get Executor, I can probably put that on defense and just leave it there. And then put my 2 weakest other ships with it and just try to hold with the Executor if I can. save some stuff for offense so that I get a decent chance of being able to clear at least a couple of the opponent's fleets. So with that in mind, then what I would be looking to do is building up these other fleets, either as better defenses or, additional offense that I can use. So I definitely still need more fleet power if I want to use a strategy to get clear on the top. If I can cut it down to a 2-zone battle, I have to be able to clear either the top or the bottom. So that's why I'm thinking I just need more fleets. So when we're looking at the Rebel fleet, the Millennium Falcon's unlocked. Han and Chewie will improve, so that ship will improve. It also makes sense to look at Biggs and Wedge. They're single characters that pilot their ships. Dash in the Outrider could be very beneficial. Don't know if I'll have the resources to be able to relic him, of course, but him and that ship could help. And then Kyle in the Raven's Claw. Kyle Katarn's a character that I want to build anyway, so once we start securing more stuff out of the cantina, I really might look to build Kyle. When Raven's Claw becomes farmable, I might go after that. Kyle goes well with the Mon Mothma team anyway. He's a good character, and maybe we could find a place to fit him into the priorities with that Raven's Claw. The Raven's Claw looks really good to me. So, and the big thing is I really don't want to have to prioritize the Phoenix ships, at least not yet, depending on profundity and how all that stuff works out. So targeting these other ships that have single pilots makes more sense. Then looking at the JML journey as a whole, I was trying to sort that out and figure out where to build these pilots. And there's a lot of stuff going on in this journey. I need to build R2 for the journey anyway, and Jedi Training Rey. I like the Fin Poe team, so I feel like if I'm going to build this stuff anyway, it makes sense to at least relic the BB-8 and get a functional Jedi Training Rey team up and running. It's not really part of the JML journey, but once you have to relic 7 that Rey anyway, then it feels like we should just go ahead and try to find a way to make use of her. Still need the C-3PO, so I got Ewoks to work on. Like I said, we're close on that. We're going to try this without Wicket, so we'll take a look at gearing up those Ewoks over the next few weeks and working on that journey. We need to build the clones for Guild. We've been asked to build clones for Cam, so we'll do that. We need Dark Trooper for the Troopers, ZAM for GAC, so there's a lot of stuff. So I started sorting through that, and I made a timeline. And I said, okay, Beskar Armor Mando first. That's, kind of want that for fleet. And even if we don't need it for the fleet event, we're still going to want Beskar Mando to be relicked for the purposes of participating in, Fleet Arena and all that stuff. So Dark Trooper seems like really belongs at the top of the list. It's not that I feel like I need Dark Trooper so much for the account, but I want to be able to give Snow Trooper reliably to Iden Versio, and we need that Dark Trooper then to fill in on the main Trooper team as the damage dealer, so that we can give the Snow Trooper over to Iden pretty much permanently. So I want to relic that. Then the clones, of course, for the guild stuff. Shock T's already relicked, Fives is already relicked, so we only have to do 3. It's not too bad. We got Wampa that we want to build right away, and Zam. We want to relic Zam, basically so that the Bounty Hunter teams, however we choose to put those together, will be able to make use of the Datacrons. Right now, without Zam being relicked, you can't use the Datacrons with that team, and I have a feeling that sooner or later there's going to be a Bounty Hunter Datacron that's going to really make this in our best interest to have Zam up and running. And then I really think Queel, once we get Beskar Mando up and running, he's not the greatest character, but at this low of galactic power, we could make pretty good use of Beskar Armor Mando either as an offense or a defensive team. And you need Queel to be pretty fast to outrun some of the teams that you want to outrun. So getting a Queel up and running to relic might be needed. We'll see how fast we can get him without relics, but we may need that extra 20 speed that comes with taking things up to relic level. Then we'll definitely work on CLS Han and Chewie. By then we should have those guys to gear 12 and be able to start making the improvements to gear 13. Try to follow up from there with the Jedi Training Ray. Again, that means that the whole time we're working on this other stuff, we will have been building up the veterans and the stuff that we need to unlock Jedi Training Ray. R2 needs to be relicked anyway, and then, we kind of add in a BB-8. Then I think by then I will have the finalizer unlocked. Then I think I think for the finalizer fleet, we at least have to relic the Kylo Ren unmasked to make that fleet viable. I think for the shuttle, for some of the other ships, it's not too bad if they're not relicked, but for the silencer, it pretty much has to be relicked. That's the heart of that team. So I like Kylo Ren unmasked anyway, so try to fit him in. And then we get the Mon Mothma team, Kyle, Chupio. We'll try to make that team up and running. Like I said, hopefully by then, Kyle's ship will be readily farmable, and we'll be able to add more stars and get Kyle up and running. Then we've got the Jedi Knight Luke journey, and then we finish out the rest. Now, depending on how things go, I may prioritize that Jedi Knight Luke journey much higher. So where JTR is up top, that might actually be the Jedi Knight Luke journey up there. We'll have to see how things go with some of the other stuff, but we may make the grab for Jedi Knight Luke sooner than this priority list. But we'll have to see. So it's a lot of relics. When I counted up all the relics in that list, including the journey and the other characters that I want to relic along the way for my own reasons, it's 25 characters. 25 characters in that list that need to be relicked. That means it's going to be 50 weeks till my next Galactic Legend. And when I first looked at this and thought, my goodness, it's a year. I'm a year out on JML. It seems unfathomable. Now, sometimes I'll be able to get in a 1-week relic cycle. We've seen that in the past where, get up enough materials together, and then every now and then it works out that I can get relics like back to back pretty quickly. So maybe we cut that down to 42 weeks or something like that. But still, it's a really long timeline, and it makes me question whether or not JML is really the right next thing. So I kind of sat down and thought about this, and basically, if I look at my GAC defenses, how I'm playing it now, it's okay. It's not great, but it's okay, and it does okay in 5s. I'm pretty bad in 3s. But in 5s, we're in pretty good shape. So if I think about it that way, and then I look to the offenses, I do tend to run out of offenses because I've got quite a few of the good resources on defense. We're light on teams anyway. I mean, 4 million galactic power fighting up in Kyber levels, trying to deploy 22 teams or whatever it is a lot. So I'm not there. But basically what this journey does then is it adds a bunch of offensive teams, right? Because the CLS team is an offensive team, the Jedi Training Ray team, offensive. Jedi Knight Luke, again, where you can control the matchup. And the Mon Mothma team will get better. Wampa comes along as a relic. And then the Dark Trooper relic to make use of Iden troopers. So basically this whole journey, I will get a bunch of offensive tools for GAC. So once the Executor is built, whatever my defense looks like at that point, it's going to look like that for almost a year. And we'll just keep building offensive teams behind it. And of course, a lot of this depends on Omicrons and what else comes into the game, and the plan is negotiable. But yeah, it's really a long timeline to get this one closed out. The good news is at the end of it, I'll have a bunch of resistance stuff already built for Jedi Training Ray. I'll have a bunch of First Order stuff built. So once I get JML closed out, I feel like I can do SLKR and Ray just back to back pretty quickly. So so then the journey in this account will look like 2 Galactic Legends, a Galactic Legend fleet. I don't know where Profundity is going to fit into all this, but let's say a really long time to close into that 3rd GL, and then hopefully the 4th and 5th can follow quite quickly after that, and then Lord Vader, someday. But yeah, so that looks like the next year of my account building. Interesting stuff. Well, that wraps up the discussion for this week, my thoughts on the account. If you have any comments, please leave them down below. I'm always happy to see what you guys got to say and respond to it. Also, you can join us over on Discord. Ask any questions you want over there. There is an Ask Loquitur channel, so you can go ahead and, if you join the Discord, pop up in there, ask me a question specifically, and I'll pretty good about getting to those and trying to help people. If you want to become a Patreon, there's a special section for patrons in the Discord as well. Get you some special privileges, some direct access to time with myself and other good patron subscribers over there, and account reviews and whatever else you want. So think about that. The description, or the link for that, is also in the description of the holocron down below. All right, guys, thank you all for watching. Remember to hit that like button on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. Appreciate you all, and I will see you in the next holocron.